This year is being dedicated Leilui Nishmas, Baras Merkolea, Baruch Chaim Sli. We're now in Ritz Hashem, continuing in Parakaftet in the sojourn of Yaakov Avinu in Haran. So he comes to the Be'er and he sees these edrei stone, these flocks of sheep that are standing there. And the Torah describes how they would wait until the shepherds would come. Now we begin the conversation that Yaakov Avinu has with the shepherds. Pasuk Dalet. Let's learn a couple of psukim and then we'll be able to step back and analyze. Vayomer lehem Yaakov. Yaakov Avinu turns to the shepherds and says, Achai, my brothers, ma'ayin atem? Where are you from? Vayomru, they answer, Mecharan anachnu, we're from Haran. Vayomer lehem, he says to them, Hayadatem et Lavan ben Nachor? Do you know Lavan, the son of Nachor? Vayomru, they respond, Yadanu, we know him. Vayomer lahem hashalom lo. He asked them, is everything okay with him? Is he at peace? Vayomru shalom, yes. V'nei Rachel bito ba'im atzon. And behold, Rachel's daughter is coming with a sheep. Vayomer, Yaakov Avinu says, Hein od hayom gadol. Behold, the day is yet a long day. Lo eida sefa miknet. Not time to bring the sheep in. Hashku atzon l'chu ra'u. Go feed the sheep and go shepherd. Vayomru lo nuchal l'shir yatzvu kol tarim v'galulu ta'even malpia be'er b'ishkiyu atzon. They respond, I'm sorry, we can't. We have to wait till all the flocks come, and then we're able to take the Evan from the Be'er and feed the sheep. Well, then, while they're speaking, Rachel made him come because she's a shepherdess. Yaakov Avinu sees her and the sheep. And he feeds Rachel Imenu's sheep. So let's take a look at this conversation, first raising some very general questions, then we'll hear Hashem deal with the specifics. This whole conversation seems to be bizarre. And again, we're back to that overall question that we asked. Is that everything in the Chumash and the Torah Kedosha is here to teach us a lesson? What is the significance of the fact that Yaakov Avinu is having a conversation with these shepherds? What's the importance of the conversation? Why do we need to know the conversation? That's one question. The second question we need to ask is the question that Yaakov Avinu asks the shepherds, or the statement he makes in Pasuk Zayin of go feed the sheep. Why are you standing around here? Seems to be a critique, right? And they respond that way, in defensive type of way. Yaakov Avinu is a stranger, right? They don't know him. He doesn't know them. A stranger's coming to town, and what does he begin to do? He begins to criticize, begins to critique what they're doing. How are we to understand the stance of Yaakov Avinu? We need to understand that, as well as the interchange between the shepherds and Yaakov Avinu. And we'll talk about this in Ritz Hashem a little bit later, how he's trying to make conversation and be friendly, and they respond in very short terms. Do you know Lavan? Yadanu. Hashalom lo? Shalom. The response is a very terse type of response, and we need to be able to examine the implications of that as well. So let's start with Pasuk Dalet. Vayomer lehem Yaakov. Yaakov turns to them, and he says to them, Achai, ma'ayin atem, where are you from? And they answer, Mecharan anachnu, we are from Haran. So here, what is the nature of this question? Why does he ask, where are they from? Is this to open conversation? Is this to glean information? He didn't know where he was. Why is he asking? That's question one. And question two that we have, which is also very important, is why does Yaakov refer to them as Achai, my brothers? What are we to learn from that appellation of Achai? So let's begin with the Malbim on page number 2, where the Malbim explains very beautifully the question. And he says, Ma'ayin atem, Asher ratzah lo chicham al she'ein mashkim atzon. Because he wanted to give them tochacha for not feeding the sheep. Chashav tchila ulayim mimakom acher rachok mikan. But before you get someone tochacha rebuke, you have to know all the circumstances. You have to know what the case is. So perhaps he said, doubting on the kafskot, judging them favorably, maybe they were from a far place. And that's why they're not feeding the sheep, because they're pashut exhausted. Oh, or or perhaps they would come from such a far place that until they return home, the sun's going to go down, and they won't be able to pasture the sheep anymore.